Welcome, everybody. This is June 9th, the ninth day of our amazing, astounding, super spectacular Summer Reading Regatta. Tonight is Mystery Night. We're going to have a blast. We have dozens of people in the room tonight, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Tonight, we're going to be featuring the reading and writing of Joan Young, Kit DeCanti, Colleen Mooney, and M.T. Falgoust. We know her as Melinda, but now that you're part of the family, you can all know her as Melinda too. To start things off, Andrew, if you would please tell us about our super fun Sailor Shore School.
Well, first I've got to say, if you didn't attend, you missed out. Caroline Topperman has already done the Views Port and Starboard, and it was a fun group and just a fun bunch of prompts that we wrote from and worked together to look more at details. And it was just a very good piece. If you want to get that, you can get a $10 replay right now and get the transcript as well. Coming right up. When is this? Ooh, tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Kate McNeil has all hands on deck, street and launch teams. This is going to be fun and exciting. And if you didn't see Kate McNeil's last presentation in the last big group, it was really good. This one is going to be just as good, and it's going to teach us how to get people together to make our book launches even better. Then on June 15th, D.A. Reed is going to give us You Had Me at the Hook, opening lines, how you get those first few opening lines to drag readers in, hold them tight, and make them want to go through the entire book. What is it that just makes people good? This is a family-friendly group, and you can jump in, bring your kids, and let's all write together and have some fun. Then on June 27th, not quite as family friendly, we have Shots Across the Bow with Little Old Me, and we're going to be talking about weapons and how to write about weapons more properly or as properly as we've already done. But we're going to have a lot of fun in this too, and I hope it's great, interactive, and exciting too. And we're going to end up the month on June 28th with Brent Seth and Christopher Gare, who are going to teach us how to build a world and in Land Ho. And building a world is a great thing, especially in certain types of genres. You're going to have a lot of fun with them. And if you haven't been at Christopher Gare's readings or anything that he's done, you've missed out. He's going to make you giggle and make you laugh, and maybe it'll be a fun world that they build. All these are only $5 to be live and be a part of it. After the fact, you can get them for $10 and enjoy them later. And this year, it's exciting. It worked. You get a transcript too, so that you can copy and paste stuff and go, woo, this was a good line. I'm going to throw it in there. It'll be fun, fun, fun till Daddy takes our T-Bird away.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Yeah, we're having a blast this time. We're just going all out. Throwing up the spinnakers, catching all the wind we can, and just having a really, really great time. So tonight, before we begin with the readings from our authors, I want to acknowledge my ever-present and super helpful harbor crew. I could not pull off this event without these esteemed sailors at my side. So thank you very much, Christopher Gare, Caroline Topperman, Andrew Smith, Kate McNeil, and I also want to acknowledge Deborah Reed, who cannot be on camera with us tonight, and Brent Seth as well. These souls make my life worth living. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of this craziness that my brain keeps inventing. I really, really appreciate your help. So tonight, we are going to start off with our Mystery Regatta reading with Colleen Mooney. Welcome, Colleen. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited about this.
It's super fun. I've been just really egging to ask you this question since we first met at the last festival. You have this wonderful title of being a USA Today author. I want you to tell me about what that experience was like when you got word that you made that list.
Well, it was a great day, number one. And number two, it happened on my birthday. The USA Today list came out on my birthday.
That's awesome.
Yay! So Yeah, it's pretty exciting, and it was a lot of angst watching the numbers of the books we were selling to make, the different, to sell them in the different stores, because you have to do it across the board. It can't all be sales and Amazon. So it was
Right.
fun, and I learned a lot. It was fun, and I made the USA Today twice and Wall Street Journal once. So
Oh my gosh, Wall Street Journal too. That's incredible. Good job. Well done. Oh my gosh, that's exciting. Someday we're going to have you give us a behind the scenes how-to workshop so that you can teach us all how to get on those lists, because we all want to do it too.
I'd be happy to.
Excellent. So give us a little bit of background tonight. Let me share my screen so everybody can see what you're going to read from tonight. This is Fireworks, Forensics, and Felonies. Super fun. I love that you've got the little dog on your covers. I've seen him in your headshot photo. There he is right there. He's so cute. So can you give us a little bit of setup of this book and tell us a little bit about what the story is?
Well, the story starts with, this is book 7 of 9, and it's the same characters who move forward. Each book can stand alone. It happens, different things happen to them. In this story, it starts on the 4th of July with a big fireworks display, and the fireworks aren't what they seem, and explosions that happen aren't what they seem, and the people involved who might be dead may not be, and the ones who should be might be. So it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of twists. So I've had a good time writing all the stories, but each one is pretty much the main character and her friends, and they move forward and they meet they meet others as we go along.
Okay. We're going to have plenty of time for Q&A after, but if you wouldn't mind, I'd like you to read, please. Take the helm when you're ready and share your story.
Thank you, Diana. This is book 7 of 9 in the New Orleans Go Cup Chronicle series, chapter 1. It's the 4th of July. The smell of gunpowder is an aphrodisiac to me. That's why I've always loved fireworks. I love setting them off, not just watching. I love the smell that lingers in the air. My dad taught me how to light a cherry bomb when I was 3 years old. From that first blast that went off 15 feet from the porch, I've been crazy for fireworks. Last year, I helped my dad set up and light the fireworks for New Year's, the 4th of July, when the Saints won the Super Bowl, any reason we needed additional celebration power over the customary bottle of champagne. Sometimes Dante from next door helped us light them. I never miss a fireworks display, especially if I get to be involved in lighting them. My name is Brandy Alexander. I grew up next door to 5 boys. I learned early on not to let them know I was afraid of something, or they would have tortured me to death with it. I wasn't afraid of them. I wasn't afraid of fireworks, and I loved them. When I told Jiff this, he arranged to take a sailboat out on Lake Pontchartrain for the 4th of July fireworks display and be downwind so we'd catch the aromatic aftermath. The thought of smelling an entire barge of explosive was something I was not going to say no to. I've been dating Jeff Hankel for the last year. We met at a Mardi Gras parade where he kissed me in exchange of a paper flower. He asked me to meet him at the end of the parade, and it was all over except the shouting. Shouting and tears from Dante's mom, because both sets of parents expected us to marry today. Problem? Dante was not on the same page as our parents. Now Dante is captain of the New Orleans Police Department Homicide Division. It might have been the gunpowder from his weapons we used at the shooting range that kept me interested in him, since he never did anything to indicate he wanted to move our future forward together until I met Jeff. Since then, he's been proclaiming his undying love. Dante's even gone so far as to welcome my help in his ongoing investigations, something he was all too quick to run me off from in the past. I hope we're in a good spot to get a whiff once the fireworks start. I stuck my nose up, pretending I was sniffing the air to pick up the gunpowder smell, like my Mo does when I'm cooking in the kitchen. Mo was the only dog I ever had that didn't run and hide when they were exploding. Of course, Mo just wanted to be wherever I was, regardless if he was afraid of loud noise or not. You'll smell it once it starts. I made sure we're downwind from the barge. If it blows much stronger, I don't know if Ian can still light them, he said, kissing my forehead. I would never lure you out here under the pretense of seeing fireworks and not deliver. I'm hoping this giant show you're going to smell will put you in a very grateful mood. I'm already in a grateful mood, I said, wrapping my arms around him. How do you know the guy who's putting on this extravaganza? Well, Ian and I went to Jesuit together. We worked on a science project in our senior year that involved blowing stuff up. Now he works for the EPA. He's made a name for himself in the industry. Before you ask, fireworks have always been his thing. The city of New Orleans contacted him to set up this display in conjunction with fireworks going off all over the city, down in Kenner, Sidell, and on the Mississippi River. Ian works for the EPA, then explodes stuff into the air, I said. Well, life is full of contradictions, isn't it, Jif said. The wind is starting to pick up. This is great. This is a great night for sailing, but I hope this breeze doesn't give Ian problems with lighting his display or make it unsafe. The night was clear, not a cloud in the sky. There was a good chance we could see the other displays go off across town on the river next to the French Quarter, and maybe the one in Kenner. They were all scheduled to start at 9 p.m. The fireworks near the French Quarter started. We could see them and heard the soft pops and cracks in the distance. Multiple bursts popped and lit up the sky. Ian's barge was scheduled to go off at the same time, but he was late. Both displays were going. We'd be under a twinkling, dancing blanket of light. Ian outdid himself on the fireworks, Jeff said, looking up after a particularly thunderous explosion. I don't think that's part of the big ending, I said, nodding toward a blaze on the other side of the levee along Lakeshore Drive. That last boom sounded like it came from there. Jeff stood up, never taking his eyes off the burning house, and said, "That's Ian's house." We stood up watching the flames lick the sky. The smoke got thicker and started to drift over the seawall across the water, making it hard to see Ian's barge in the distance. We watched as the wind picked up, fed the fire. It sent flames soaring into the night sky. Billowing black smoke shrouded the house, creating intermittent views of the blaze. Then a second boom came. It was Ian's barge exploding.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And for everybody who's here tonight listening, if you don't win a book, you can always go to Amazon and download a copy of Fireworks, Forensics, and Felonies for you. I did this special for everyone attending tonight. It's free to you.
Awesome. That's spectacular. What a great gift. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to get my copy because I really want to read this book. This is awesome. So tell us about your main character. Where did you get the idea for this character? What was the inspiration?
Well, I grew up in New Orleans, so everything here that seems strange to other people around the country is fairly normal, and we kind of take it for granted. And so when I moved to New York and I lived up there, people were always asking me a million questions about why we did the things we did here. And so that's what made me start writing my stories.
That's awesome.
The main character, Brandy Alexander, actually I worked with a lady who named, their last name was Alexander, and she named her child Brandy. And I just thought that was the coolest name to give somebody that lived in New Orleans. So
awesome. That's great. So tell us a little bit about your career. How many books have you written, and in how many different genres? I
only write in mystery.
Okay.
I've written 9 books. I have another one in the works, and it's going to be in mystery, but it'll be a deviation from this series. It'll be a kind of a spin-off from it. I've been writing for about 15 years maybe, and I spent most of my career working for AT&T in sales, and I moved around the country a lot.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you finally decided to be a full-time writer. I'm really impressed with your work, and I really enjoy it, and I can't wait to read more. And again, thank you very much for the gift of the download tonight. We are tremendously appreciative. If you wouldn't mind, while I have the next author read, if you could maybe put the link to that book in Amazon in the chat so that everybody can find it, because we do have a lot of people in the room tonight, and I know everybody's going to ask that question. So if you could do that, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Again, let me show everybody Colleen's book. This is Fireworks, Forensics, and Felonies, USA Today and Wall Street Journal bestselling author Colleen Mooney. Yay! Thank you so much. Awesome. Next, we are going to have Joan Young read. She's going to read from Dead Mule Swamp Mistletoe. Then this is an Anastasia Raven mystery. This is a great series that Joan has written. Welcome, Joan. Thanks for coming back.
Hi there.
I think this is Festival 3 for you now.
No, two.
Two? Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you came back. So I want to deviate just for a second because I know you've been out on the trail a lot. I wonder if you might tell everybody about your alter ego, Joan, the amazing cross-country trail hiker. Could you tell us about that and the books you've written on that topic?
Okay, well, I have a love affair going on with the North Country National Scenic Trail. I'm actually the first woman to hike the whole thing. It's 4,600 miles long. But I'm still in love with it, and I volunteer work on it, and I hike it whenever I can. But I think you're bringing this up because I have two nonfiction books that are stories of my hikes on that trail, but I'm not reading from one of those during this event. But
that's exactly why I'm bringing it up, because I want people to know that you've written these other two astounding books. Yeah. See how I just weaseled it in that way?
That was nice. Yep. And one of them won an award. So.
Yep, it's super fun. And you've also written a collection of children's middle grade books, mysteries, which we had earlier. So if anybody has missed that race leg, go onto our YouTube channel and check out the reading there. That was a lot of fun that night. So tell us about Dead Mule Swamp. Where is this place and how did it happen to come out into the world?
It's a mystery series. The technical name is the Anastasia Raven Mysteries, but she lives in this general area along a fictional river called Dead Mule Swamp, which is a takeoff on a very real place near where I live that is on the North Country Trail. The name of that place is Dead Horse Marsh, and it was too good of a name to not steal, and play with. So, yeah.
It is a lot of fun. The first time I saw a cover at the bookshop that I was managing, and you came in and brought these books, I just thought they were super fun because who would have thought Dead Mule Swamp? I mean, who would have come up with that name? It's just awesome.
Well, everybody, they either love them or hate them, so there you go.
Yeah. Can you just give us a little bit of background about Anastasia Raven before you do your reading, please?
Yep. Okay, so in the books are told from Anna's point of view. Anastasia is a 40-something-year-old divorced lady who has moved to the small town from a lifetime in the Chicago suburbs. So she had to learn about small town life. However, by the time we get to the book I'm reading tonight, which is story 6, she's pretty well assimilated into the environment. This book is, I'll just tell you right up front, this is the classic closed suspect pool mystery where a bunch of people get invited to a ski holiday and then they get snowed in and bad things happen. Okay.
Awesome.
So that's the setup for the book. And the only other things that I really need to tell you before I read are Anna is the one talking. There's going to be a reference to this person who is a judge. Her name is, there's usually at least one character with a funny name in these books. Judge Viviette Vandevey Velvet. And she is a takeoff on Judge Judy. Okay, she's a TV judge who's brash and snarky. So,
well, we are a group that loves snark. So there you go. Okay, great. Joan, whenever you're ready, please take the helm and share your story.
Okay, so this is part of the setup. All of these people got invited to this ski party and things are not going well, okay? So let me get this up here. All right. Earl was seated in a blue nylon chair, scowling and talking with Harry. Give me a good football game any day instead of pansy sports like skiing. He was emphasizing the point by jabbing a can of beer toward the sky. Harry sipped quietly from a foam cup and nodded. Ray Crockett stepped toward Earl. Why do you insist on belittling sports that don't interest you just because you'd rather watch people get closed head injuries? Earl slipped the beer can into the cup holder in the arm of the chair, with some difficulty. He stood up, towering over Ray. Are you trying to start something, little man? You're drunk and lunch isn't even over yet. Ray shook his head and turned around. Too scared to hold up one end of a discussion? Ray walked away, and Doreen ran to Earl's side. Calm down, honey, she soothed. Let's get some food in your stomach. That will help. Earl seemed unexpectedly belligerent to me, even if he was drunk. Surely he skied regularly. He and Doreen had brought their own equipment. Did he just enjoy challenging people and starting arguments? Cora and Jerry sat on a bench on the other side of the fire, and I decided to put as much space between myself and Earl as possible. Anna, I haven't seen you since yesterday, Cora said with a smile. Jerry slid over and indicated I should sit between them. Are you enjoying yourself? She asked. I'm not sure. Somehow this party is a little crazy. Whenever people start to have a good time, something boils over, and then it seems like everyone hates someone else. I've noticed that, Jerry said. I saw Earl and Ray going at it just now, and no one seems happy Judge Viviette is here. That reminded me. So, do you know her? Everyone seems to, and not just from watching TV. Jerry sighed. We went to college together. She wasn't anybody special then, but I was editor of the literary magazine. Just student stuff, but she was jealous of my position. Didn't matter to her that she was a lowly freshman. Went out of her way to spread rumors, stuff that was patently false. Not a person who won friends even then, I grinned. She was not, Jerry said, and took a large bite of hot dog. He wiped a spot of mustard from his mustache. She got the editorial position the next year. I didn't care, I graduated. She just liked power, still does. How about you? I asked Cora. It was beginning to look like a lot of the guests did have some outside connection to the judge. Never met her till yesterday, Cora said. Oops, here she comes. Viviette and her husband Bran were approaching on snowshoes. Jerry, how nice to see you. I didn't get to say hello last night, the judge said, holding out a hand that was obviously long and slender, even inside her gloves. Viviette, how are you? Jerry said with some reserve, standing and shaking the extended hand. Cautiously, I thought. We've been down along the river, Bran said. Oh, where the mill used to stand? Cora asked. In fact, yes, he answered. It's fascinating. Viviette snorted. It is to some of us, Bran continued. There are a lot of partial walls still standing. You can tell where the various rooms were, mostly full of water and debris now. I wonder if there's a copy of the original blueprints anywhere. I'm sure Cora would know with that little hobby of hers, Viviette put in. I could practically see Cora swell and bristle. What little hobby would that be, she asked. All that fooling around you do with local history. It must be nice for you that Jerry can support your pastime. To her credit, Cora held her temper. We do have several pictures of the mill at the museum, but to my knowledge, no drawings of the interior have survived. I'd love to locate a set. Wow. Couldn't anyone hold a civil conversation? If Cora hadn't known Viviette before, she certainly did now. I looked toward the back door, wishing I had never agreed to come to this party or whatever it was supposed to be. Linda was charging toward us from the house, waving her arms. I can't find Betty anywhere. Is she out here with you?
Well done. Thank you very, very much. I love the animated read. It's always much more fun when authors read their work in a way that we can imagine the characters moving and snarky and emotion and all that stuff. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. What was the hardest part for you in writing this book?
The interactions between all the people. It turns out that everybody has reasons to dislike the judge and to dislike some of the other guests. So there's a lot of animosity going on at this party. And yet it needs to still remain as a semi-fun event, you know, until the murder happens, and then things get but,
everything was going great until the murder happened.
right.
Ruins it.
So
Awesome.
there's a dead body that appears at some point. Yeah.
That's fun. Would it be giving something away if you told us the nature of the murder? If it's giving something away, don't do it.
Well, let me tell you about where this takes place. This is in a huge Victorian mansion that is on a piece of land that's an inholding in the Thousand Lakes. This is all fictional, Thousand Lakes State Forest. So it's very isolated. It's this huge mansion that's been empty for years and is being renovated by Frank and Betty, who've invited all of these people to this party that nobody can figure out why this group was, you know, invited.
Yeah. So the mystery runs deeper than the murder.
Yes.
Super
And
fun.
Part of the renovations that are going on, but were not completed before this party, is an elevator shaft, and elevators being put in that goes from the basement to the tower. So
Awesome.
that's all I'll say.
It's got a tower. I love this. This is so great. Okay, thank you very, very much for your reading tonight. Super appreciate that. I want to show everybody your book again so that everybody can find it. This is Dead Mule Swamp Mistletoe. It's an Anastasia Raven mystery by Joan Young. So thank you very, very much. Real quick, Joan, how many books are in the Anastasia Raven series?
This is number 6. I'm working on number 7.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay. Next, we are going to hear from Kit DeCanti. Hi, Kit. You're a brand new author to our community. Thank you so much for joining us. We're really happy to have you.
So glad I found you.
Me too. I love meeting new authors. So much fun. So I want to show everybody your book first before we have a little chat, and then you'll read. So this is your book that you'll be reading from tonight. This is Secret on Cobb Mountain. This is a series, right?
Yes. It turned out to be a series. When I started writing it, I was writing. It was a time in our life. I'd been working on another book for I don't know, a few years, off and on. But this one I wrote over the course of a winter, and I had no idea that it was going to turn into what it did. But before it was even out, there was another one nagging at me. I tried to run. I do other projects between my books. I wrote a cookbook. I wrote another book thing. I painted a mural, but it wouldn't let me go. So then I wrote it too. But this one returned to Secret on Cobb Mountain. We had left San Jose because my husband's health and moved to Lake County, which was totally alien to me, but it's a beautiful county. And we spent a lot of time driving around in the mountains and hills, and they have wonderful names like Socrates, canyon, road and falls, and just all kinds of great names that you just have to use them somewhere. And then something happened that it's kind of personal, but there was an event that happened that made me like, whoa. And then I got this idea. And so I started writing it. I wrote it at the end of every evening when I'd write, we'd be sitting it was storming that winter, and we'd be in front of the fireplace, Tony watching TV, and I'm on my laptop. And then I'd read to him at the end of every night my writings. And so he was getting worried. He just kept telling me, "You're going to blow it. He's going to blow it." He was worried that the guy the protagonist wouldn't get the girl. There's a little bit of a romance that goes through it too, but it's a mystery. But
how absolutely cool, first of all, that your muse chased you down and forced you to write. I absolutely love it when I hear that an author can't ignore the muse. I just love that. And then the second thing is that you had this awesomely supportive husband. I think we're the luckiest souls on the planet because the people in our lives tolerate our insanity. So
yes, and writing is certainly a form of insanity. It really is.
No question. No question. See all the heads going yes. Yeah, no question. Great. Okay, we'll chat again after you read. So if you please take the helm and share your story.
Okay. The sky was crystal blue as the young woman parked her car in the lonely lot. She quickly strolled over a footbridge that crossed a pond and headed towards a nature path. In her hand was a water bottle. An explosion of color covered the hillside brought on by recent rains. The young woman didn't notice the wildflowers being crushed under her feet as she made her way up the trail. The birds' joyous songs fell on deaf ears. The woman's pace increased as the trail led into the woods, and even the glorious blooming dogwoods failed to get her attention. Nothing would slow her down now. Her heart was pounding and her breath came in short puffs, an excitement building with each step. As she pressed on towards a fork in the path, she glanced down at the water bottle, and a little smile crept across her face. She took the left fork, leading deeper into the woods. Soon, she thought, soon the pain will be gone. As she approached another fork in the path, a loud snap in the brush a few feet off to the right broke through her thoughts. She paused, turning to look. Nothing. She continued on. Before long, she heard movement near the path just ahead. She paused again, but could see nothing. A curious deer, she reassured herself, and she moved on. The trees were taller and closer now, blocking out the clear blue sky. She was almost there. She stopped and drew in a deep breath. Leaving the path, she headed down the side of the hill towards a small clearing and rock formation below. Struggling to keep from sliding in the mud, she grasped branches and rocks with one hand while clutching to the water bottle with the other. Suddenly, an ominous dark figure darted behind a tree. She froze, staring into the dark woods. It was still early afternoon. Back in the parking lot, the sun was dancing on the pond. But here in the woods, the gloom hung thick, blocking out the light. The young woman squinted, trying to see clearer. Again, nothing. Just my imagination, she muttered. The shadows playing tricks on my eyes. She continued making her way down the hill, working to keep her footing, still clinging to the water bottle. Reaching the bottom, she glanced back up the hill just in time to see a tall figure draped in a long trench coat darting behind a tree. A few yards up, she gasped. The figure was between her and the path. The young woman's eyes darted around, trying to get her bearings. Disoriented by the trees and hills, she had no idea which way to go. She ducked behind the nearest tree, hoping the intruder would move on. As she leaned into the tree, she strained to listen for what seemed an eternity. Hearing nothing except her own heart pounding in her ears, she stepped out from behind the tree, almost bumping into the tall figure wearing a trench coat and a hideous Halloween mask. A scream escaped her lips as she dropped the water bottle she had been clinging to. She looked wildly towards the hill, then back to the figure. It didn't move. It seemed to be expecting her to run. She peered into the eye holes of the mask. The young woman stood frozen for a few moments, then glanced down at the ground at the bottle, then back into the eyes of the mask, and calmly reached into her own jacket pocket and pulled out a pistol. A single gunshot broke the silence in the dark woods. 24 hours after the body on Bog Mountains had been found, Deputy Ron Simmons still hadn't convinced his supervisor, Sergeant Leonard, to have the contents of the water bottle examined. The county can't afford to send every bottle of water we find to the lab. What's so hard for you to understand here? A mental patient kills himself. Case closed, he scoffed, and then muttered, rookies, always looking for a mystery to solve. Not easily put off, Deputy Simmons pointed out that the bottle was evidence because it was found next to the body. Sergeant Leonard finally conceded to running the 2 sets of fingerprints found on the bottle. One set came back belonging to the victim. No hits on the other. On a hunch, Ron Simmons ordered prints done on 2 other bottles found in the same area. The results were very interesting.
Yay! Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kate, do we have any questions for Kit in the chat?
I am going to put several comments together into a question, if that's all right. Myself included, several of us commented on how this sounded like a poem. The rhythm of everything that you wrote. And did you think of it that way when you were writing it, or did that come to you later, or is this just how amazing you sound when you're reading something?
I didn't think about it as poetry. No, I do have this OCD thing that I'm always counting whenever I'm doing anything. So maybe it showed up.
That's great. I love.
Honestly, if it did, it came across in such a beautiful way where, again, not just myself, but other people were commenting in the chat, just saying, this is like hearing a poem being read. And so if that is something that is useful to you as a writer, I say kudos. It was amazing. I loved it.
Well,
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think your writing is tremendously descriptive as well. It's super visual. You dropped me in the spot right away. So congratulations. Good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So can you tell us real quickly about the series? I think I have 3 of the books in the series here, or maybe I have 4. I know I have 4 books, but I'm not sure if all of them are in the same series.
Oh, I thought I sent you all 5 that's out. Uh-oh.
What?
I will double check, but I found 4 tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, first there was Secret on Cobb Mountain, and it's kind of dark on this, but and then the sequel to that, and I thought then I would be done, and the voices would leave me alone. Was Return to Cobb Mountain, and a character that is introduced in the first book is the protagonist in this one.
Okay.
And this one, I love this book because it takes me back to a house that terrified me in my childhood. It was a big Victorian house on the top of, well, it was right on the next like little hump off of Loma Prieta in the Santa Cruz Mountains. And it was built by a man named Myers back in the 1800s. And the house was amazing, had secret passages. And now I know it was for servants, but then I didn't know. No one in the family did. This is back in
Secret
1956.
passages should never be intended for servants. I think secret passages should be intended for children and for adults who think like children. That's
Well,
what I think.
Or people who work at
this child
hospitals.
it was a scary house for a kid with a big imagination, but I loved it too. It was like a love-hate thing. But there was in the house, there was a tunnel from the cellar to the barn. There was no violent Indians there, Native Americans there. But the wife, Mrs. Myers, insisted, I researched, but anyway, she insisted that her husband have a tunnel built in case there was an uprising, that she and her children could escape, to the
So
barn.
he was one of the early preppers. That's awesome.
Well, yeah. But
He had 10 cans of Spam and bottled water.
That's right.
And the third one is Canocti Caves. We have a great mountain here. It's a not sleeping volcano. It's constantly bubbling up into Clear Lake. This is a picture, an afternoon. I took the picture myself for the cover. This one has, the protagonist is a character, a young boy actually, that was introduced in the second book. And all of the characters we take with them along, because evidently my muse loves them.
So I just found it. I found it. Mystery
good.
solved. Found
Journey
it.
to, okay, great. Thank you.
Before we go any further, from the audience, we've got numerous things coming back that we've lost sound. Can someone please in chat confirm if they still have no sound?
Do I move away from my mic? Because maybe that's the problem.
Yeah,
I am way too animated.
I have not heard an interruption in sound at all. So,
I just,
okay. And then the last book that I have,
there's Crossroads in Time.
Yep.
And the building becomes the, yes, I have this is the first one. I made it gray, but then later I changed it to that. But the house here becomes a character and plays a big part in Journey to Cobb Mountain. And this one, I go back to my family's history coming from Missouri and Arkansas area to California. But instead of the Bay Area, I settled them in Lake County. And I'm working on the final one, and it has to be the final one. Can't take this anymore.
Or else. Thank you so much for reading for us, Kit. Thank you for being new to our community. We are very happy to have you as part of our family. Again, this is Kit DeCanti and her book, Secret on Cobb Mountain. And I did find the other one, so we'll be giving the other one away tonight as well. So,
and one more thing, the series is called Cobb Mountain Mystery Series.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming tonight. Yes, Joan.
What part of the country are these set in?
Mainly in Lake County, California, which is 3 hours north of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Okay.
A little inland. Mm-hmm.
We can't tell where anybody's from just looking at your faces. So yeah.
I'm not from here. I'm from San Jose, but we've been here 20 years, so we're 23.
Awesome. Thank you so much again for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm really glad to have you as part of the community. Thank you. Hey, Melinda, what's new over there, dear?
It's hot.
Well, of course, you're in New Orleans. What would we expect? 3 inches of snow? You silly woman. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, my dear. Give everybody some of your background. You write in multiple genres, multiple styles. So if you could just kind of quickly, if that's a thing, rattle off your catalog for me.
5 kids, 4 jobs, 11 books, and 1 very patient husband. About sums it up. I write across the board. I have everything from a children's baby board book to an adult action thriller and everything in between. I also ghostwrite for other clients in multiple genres. I am a retired Navy veteran. I have been a certified paralegal, a certified pre-K through 3 teacher. I am currently working as an educational specialist for a local summer day camp. I am also a music teacher. I teach voice, piano, and guitar. I also illustrate the children's books that I write, although we have a brand new book coming out this month. It is a children's mystery called The Curious Casebook of Katie Q. Putt, and it is actually being illustrated by a very talented graphic design student based here in New Orleans. And I decided to give her the job so she would have a chance to build her portfolio, because I think she's a great talent to watch. And if any of you authors are out there looking for someone to illustrate, I can highly recommend her.
Okay, so when that book comes out, will you please, pretty please, post a link to it on the Facebook page so that we can all enjoy it along with you? That I would love that.
Absolutely. It's a very STEM and STEAM oriented book. For those of you who are familiar with the old Encyclopedia Brown series,
Yay!
Move over, Encyclopedia Brown. There's a new sleuth in town, and her name is Katie Q. Putt. And each story, there's 10 stories in all in the book, and the end of each story is a STEM or STEAM activity which relates directly to the events in the story.
I absolutely love it when educators become authors, because you make our lives so much fun. So thank you very, very much. I want to show everybody tonight the mystery you're going to be sharing with us. This is The Augur's Assassin. I love this cover. It's really cool. I love this cover. It's awesome. So if you would, pretty please, give us the setup, and then when you're ready, take the helm and share your story.
Indeed. Well, when Zoe Romano gave up being an investigative reporter for the New York Times and settled in the quiet seaside town of Mystic, Connecticut, she didn't predict the move would be murder. But when the local psychic turns up dead with a tarot card lodged in her throat, Zoe's inner bloodhound begins to howl. It doesn't take a tarot card to see that Madame's arena racked up a full deck of enemies, and the handsome young chief of police is hard pressed to determine exactly who dealt the fortune teller the fatal blow. But when Chief Cody asks Zoe for assistance on the case, the former reporter and her quirky staff at Read Between the Vines bookstore and wine bar sift through the clues and misdirections to find a killer and perhaps newfound love.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Go ahead. But before you do, I don't know if it's my mistake or if you did this on purpose. This is the book I have for tonight, The Gubbins Club. Did you send me a copy of The Augurs?
I did not, because I had sent you the printer messed up an entire batch.
Got it.
So they are reprinting.
Well, as you know, we've been having postal challenges in Michigan. So I just wanted to make sure that The Gubbins Club was the book I was giving away tonight, right?
Absolutely, which has its own mystery involved.
So perfect. Okay,
it works.
Please take the helm and read for us, if you will.
And we're picking up in the middle of chapter 1. She's dead! Addie blurts, louder than the bubblegum color of her hair. I wince at the sudden crash of 12 glass Bordeaux stems behind me. Between broken wine bottles and decimated crystal, Dot is going to bankrupt me. Mercy! Dot cries. Dead? Wait, what? Confusion at Addie's morose proclamation overrides my dismay. I moved to Mystic because it's a nice, quiet town. Nothing ever happens here. Not like... I shake my head, not sure if I heard Addie correctly. Say that again? Addie sucks in a deep breath and explodes again in full-on town crier mode. She's dead! D-E-A, dead! As a doornail! I wave my hands in the air. Slow down, Addie. Who's dead? A flood of information continues to gush from her mouth. Madame Zarina, the psychic. You know, she's got the shop next door. Madame Zarina. How could I forget my eccentric mall mate? Strange zither music vibrating the crystal stemware through the walls. Overpowering clouds of patchouli wafting through the air, nearly strong enough to quell the unique malodorous perfume of the Epoisse de Bourgogne cheese we sometimes served at tastings. And we'd nearly had to cancel our 50 Shades of Grey Goose martini night when an argument had erupted so loudly through the thin shop walls, our readers could hardly hear themselves talk. I guess someone hadn't liked their fortune that night. Dot's puckered puss announces her opinion before a word drops from her lips. That Carly Simon wannabe with the Birkenstocks and tarot cards? She waves a liver-spotted hand. What a bunch of hooey. Addie draws her face into the sternest frown she can muster with a lip ring. Dot, just because you don't understand something doesn't mean it's not magical. I don't understand the Waitminder's point system either, but that doesn't make it magical. I just don't think it's very honorable to bilk hardworking folks out of their hard-earned money to make some crazy fortune cookie predictions and reveal some made-up name of some mystery lover. It's positively criminal. What happened, Addie? I intervene before it becomes a spirited debate over metaphysics. Well, you know, Madame Zorina is my neighbor. Was my neighbor, right? Addie begins. Her voice hitches a little as she corrects her tense. I nodded somberly. Not that she was a good neighbor or anything, Addie continues. She let her garbage cans overflow into the alley. She always took my parking space. And her television was too loud half the time. And her door banged as people came and went at all times of the night. And she peddled hokum, Dot adds from the peanut gallery. Reap what you sow, that's all I'm saying. Addie ignored Dot. So there I was, on my way to work, completely on time. Dot sniggers. Addie just rolls her eyes. I was just getting ready to lock my front door when the driveway lights up with a paramedic unit and Chief Cody's squad car. Pit-a-pat. The skip of my heart catches me off guard when Addie mentioned Derek Cody's name. The handsome policeman had turned many a female head in the borough when he transferred to the Groton Police Department from the NYPD just a few weeks prior. I have to admit, mine was one of them. The big city cop is certainly easy on the eyes with his intense blue eyes and jet black hair. A premature streak of white feathers through the ebony locks, just at the temple. And he always orders his coffee black, 2 sugars at the lighthouse, when I pick up my morning croissant and hazelnut latte. Not that I'm paying any particular attention, mind you. Lights blazing, sirens wailing. Didn't you hear it? It was noisier than the blessing of the fleet parade, Addie rambles on. My eyes widen a little. The lights and sirens on the bridge. My inner bloodhound begins to scratch at the story like it was an irritating flea. Down, boy. Mr. Ilyev, our creepy stalker landlord, found her in a heap at the bottom of the stairs. He says he went there to collect the rent, which was several days past due. Personally, I think he went there to peek through her windows again, the bug-eyed peeping Tom. Well, do you know I caught him once leering at me while I was doing yoga? There I was in happy baby pose, zen as you please. He was actually drooling. Weirdo was looking through my living room window. Anyway, he says he knocked on Madame Serena's door, went in, and there she was, dead,
lying at the bottom of the staircase that leads to the second floor of the townhouse. Says her face was covered with blood and bruises. She was cold and she didn't have a pulse. He called 911.
Well, what are the police saying? I ask.
Accident. There was no forced entry on the front door, and her tarot cards were scattered all over the floor, along with the glass from a broken picture frame on the foyer table. It looks like she just fell down the stairs, knocked into the accent table, and hit her head on the floor. Guess she didn't see that coming,
Dot quips, back at her crossword puzzle behind the counter. Dot, I scold. My bloodhound began to keen. Aha! Dot exclaims abruptly. My heart jumps in my chest. Again, it's had so much stimulation this morning. I think I could safely skip the cardio circuit at the gym today. What, Dot? I burst, wondering if she's had some great insight on the case. Assassination, she answers, tapping her pencil to the crossword. 13-letter word for murder. My inner bloodhound, he began to howl.
Oh, well done. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I got to hear you read that, because now when I read it to myself, I'm going to hear it in your voice. That's awesome.
Melinda,
I don't know if I can
has
go.
nothing
I
on
just
you.
don't know.
That is New Orleans yet.
Oh my gosh. So much fun. I can't stand it, you guys. Harbor Crew, you got to help me. Do we have any questions for Melinda?
My face hurts from laughing. This is a question for all of you, though, because I don't have time to just ask each of you all the questions that I was thinking of in my mind. I haven't pulled out the big guns yet, but I'm about to. So for each of you, Diana, you call on each person in order, whichever you prefer, plotter or pantser.
Melinda, plotter or pantser?
Yes.
Good
Thank you.
answer.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. I like that.
Actually, I do a bit of both. I generally, I have combined over the years of writing information from Mary Schaumont's Screenwriter's Master Chart, from John Truby, from Sid Field, from Save the Cat, all these guys together to come up with a beat outline. And I'll generally put in all the major beats, because then I avoid that sagging middle, which really tends to plague authors a lot. You know, we got a great idea, we get going, and then we're like, oh, what do I do now? Yeah. So by having that outline, it gives me a roadmap. But as the great Tony Hillerman once told me, think of it as a map, but remember, some of the greatest road trip moments come when you deviate from that map and you go see the giant ball of twine, you know, in some little bitty town. So my advice to people when it comes to putting things together is go ahead, sketch a brief outline, but don't marry yourself to it. Don't be afraid to go off the beaten path. I like calling myself a writer because it justifies the voices in my head. And sometimes those voices will scream at you that they want to go someplace different than where you originally intended them to go. And usually it's a good idea to listen to.
The muse always knows. Colleen, plotter or pantser?
I have a general outline, sort of like what Melinda's doing. I know where I have a beginning, a middle, an idea where the middle is, and an end, and then I mind map it. So I use mind maps a lot, so I can change things around as they kind of make themselves known to me.
Awesome.
I do listen to the voices in my head, Melinda.
Joan, are you a plotter or a pantser? Oh, your microphone is turned off, dear.
We seem to be of a mind tonight. I do some of each. I try to write like a 1 or 2 sentence description of what might happen in each chapter, so that I know that I've got A, enough material, and B, it doesn't like Belinda said, sag in the middle. But then anything could happen. One of the books, and I will not tell you which one, but one of the books in this series, I changed who was the killer about 2/3 of the way through. It just,
Oh, that'll be fun. Now you
Nice.
now you set us up.
oh my
on,
gosh, it's gotta be, it can't be this person, it's gotta be this person, so.
now you set us up on a scavenger hunt. Now we have to go
I
look
like
for it.
Yep.
Kit, are you a plotter or a pantser? Microphone.
Yeah.
There you go.
Going the wrong place. Well, I always know, I have a kind of an outline. I know where I start from. I know the destination, but there's lots and lots of detours along the way because my people keep getting into situations, and then it sometimes takes 2 or 3 chapters to get them out and back on course. But yeah, it's a journey.
There's an understatement for you.
That's a good way to put it. It is a journey. No matter what you do, it's always going to be a journey.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies, for reading tonight. This was an awesome night. I hate for it to end. I'd like to hear more of all of your books, but we have to try to be sort of respectful of everybody's time. I think, let me show you one more time Melinda's book, just so that you can all look for it at your favorite bookshop. It is The Otter's Assassin. Way super cool.
And I would actually like to offer, that was only a portion of chapter 1. I would like to offer the full chapter 1 as well as chapter 2 free to all the attendees here this evening. All you need to do is go to Wagging Tails Press. I'll put it down in the chat room and sign up on the email, and we'll shoot that out to you ASAP.
Super, super cool. Thank you very much for that gift. I appreciate it. Okay, speaking of gifts, we need to give stuff away because I have a stack of books sitting here on my desk that I need to put in the mail. My husband's starting to get a little irritated because I keep building more and more stacks of books. So we have to get them out the door. Okay, so we are going to spin the spinning wheel of happiness. I'm going to try and do a lightning round spinning wheel because we have so many people in the room, but I want to show you real quick the books that we're going to give away. Fireworks, Fireworks, Forensics, and Felonies. See, it's that literary thing that I don't do well. Yeah, I don't do alliteration well. So there you go, by Colleen Mooney. Then we are going to give away Doggone and Dead, also by Colleen Mooney. I love that this has the theme of our festival on the cover. Way cool. Good going, Colleen. Then we're going to give away Secret on Cobb Mountain by DeCanti. And then we're going to give away Return to Cobb Mountain. And if that wasn't enough, here we go. Crossroads in Time. There you go. And then if that wasn't enough, we have the most generous authors on the planet. You guys are so great about sending books. Kit also sent Kanachi Case, which we're going to give away. And we're going to give away Journey to Cobb Mountain Beginnings. All of those, giving those away tonight from Kit. Thank you very much. We are also going to give away the Gubbins Club from Melinda Falgoust. She read a little bit of this in the festival in February, and it was awesome. You guys got to get your hands on this. And then Dead Mule Swamp by Joan Young. Super, super cool. We're giving away an awesome collection of books tonight, 8 of them in total. So let me share my spinny wheel of happiness. Okay, Harbor Crew, somebody tell me if you can see that.
We can see
Yes.
it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, here we go. We're going to spin the wheel 8 times. I'm going to try and go really fast through them so that we can get everybody out the door. Here we go. Wow, that was close. Chelsea, good job. Yay, Chelsea. Okay, here we go. Spin number 2. Okay, here we go. Spin number 3. Yay, Jean Davis. Yay, you get a book. I love giving away books. It's so cool. Okay, here we go. Spin number 4. Yay, Emma. Here we go. And I counted wrong. I guess there's 9 books tonight. Wow. Okay, here we go. Spin number 5. Stab Colleen, the other Colleen. Yay! By the way, Melinda and Andrew, love that you guys were in like syncopation there with your head. That was awesome. You guys were great. Okay, spin number 6. Hooray, Kathleen! Okay, here we go. Spin number 7.
Look, Mr. DeMarchi. Illegal custom.
Yay, Xander, you want another book. Huzzah. Okay, here we go. Spin number 8.
8.
Ooh, cool.
Hey, Dana, good job. See how much fun life is when you come to our little festival. Everybody wins stuff. Here we go. Spin number 9, our final spin for the night. Here we go. Yay, Dalliance. Yay! Wow.
Hey, Dallas.
So much fun. This is just the ultimate. Now you're probably wondering, let me see if I can find my screen again. There. Yay! Thank you, everybody, for sharing your books with us, for donating them to the craziness that we do here. I'm overwhelmed with your generosity. So thank you very, very much.
And let's
everybody.
not forget to tell them how to claim their book.
And that's not all.
There you go. All right. You know what, Melinda? There you go. Do it.
All right. Huzzah! You've won a book. Did the spinning wheel of happiness land on your name? Well, send an email with your mailing address by midnight tonight to Diana@pagespromotion.com to claim your prize. Prizes not claimed via email will be added back into the rotation for a future giveaway. For verification, your email must match the email you used to register for the Summer Reading Regatta. # PP Virtual Book Festival, www.pagespromotion.com. Find us on Facebook, and we love having you.
All rights reserved, all wrongs revenged.
I would give up a print copy of the book just to have you call me before bed and read for half an hour.
Holy moly. Melinda, you are so
If
much
you
fun.
don't do both work, if you don't, because people were saying in the chat, if do your own audio book version of your book.
Yes.
If you don't already do audio work in general,
I
Go do
do,
it.
actually. That is one of my jobs.
good. Oh, good. Awesome.
Holy moly. You and Andrew, the two of you have like great radio voices. You guys are awesome. Okay, I have a lousy radio voice. Okay, here we go. Hey, Christopher,
In the
you're
house.
up next.
Okay, let's see
Go.
what we got here.
Go.
Okay, so if you want a book tonight, you will escape from the Isle of Mediocrity. You are going to be looking, when you get your book in the mail, for a little card in there, Life Raft Lottery. You are going to scratch the sail to see if you are a winner. If you are, you're going to take a picture of yourself with your winning card, and you're going to send it to Diana to claim your prize. Make sure you do this. Don't let the book sit there for close to a week like I did and find out you've won something pretty spectacular. Check it as soon as you get it. Let Diana know if you have it and send her the picture.
Awesome shout out to the authors who donated bonus prizes. We had two authors, Ian Tadashi Moore and Jared Morningstar, who are not even in this festival this time around, and they donated books anyway. So we have a spectacular community of people. I'm just super impressed with everybody. Hey, Colleen, here you go. You are up next. Go, my dear.
You know, you've been doing that all day, and it's Caroline. So I'm just going to say it and completely call you out. I don't know where it came from.
That's it. I need more sleep. It's clear.
Sorry.
I need more sleep.
So you got to this point, you've won, you found this ticket in your book and you've won. And you might be thinking, well, you know what? Winning all these books, it's just not enough and I want more. And that's exactly what we're thinking. So we're going to give you the chance to win even more. What you're going to do is you're going to get dressed up in your best costume, and very dramatically, you're going to recite this poem. Out of my window, looking in the night, I can see the sailboat's flickering light. Starboard shines green and port is glowing red. I can see the sailboats straight ahead. Sailboats are there, treasures in your hold, many trunks filled with silver and gold. Sailboats are their captains at your helm, bringing books for readers of our town. And you're going to post that on Facebook, and then everybody's going to vote, and you have the chance to win even more awesome prizes.
Again, super thankful to Mark Bello, J.A. Bullen, for your tremendous donation of super bonus prizes. We're also giving away 2 new super bonus prizes this time. In my moments of insanity, I decided to create 2 new games. One is a board game that centers on the writing life, and Kate and I played around with this, and we had a lot of fun with it. I think you will too. It's a cross between Monopoly and Chutes and Ladders. It's super
I love
fun.
it.
So we're doing that, and then we're also giving away a new card game that I created that features indie authors and their books, and it's a kind of a new interpretation of poker. So we're going to do that, and both of those games are in production now, and we hope to have them in our hot little hands at the end of June for the Venetian Night Wrap Party on June 30th. That's the goal. So bonus prizes abound, but wait. We're not done yet.
No, we're not, are we?
We're not done yet because Andrew did a thing, and Andrew's going to tell you about the thing Andrew did.
That Andrew, he always does it. Of all the videos that would get posted, all of us are going to vote for the ultimate performance. So if you just make it good, and that person will win an astounding grand prize. This is our Face the Fear grand prize. It's the embrace of the thrill of fear. Start with a copy of A Slice of Fear by Little Old Me, then take it to the next level as you find your way to Barnes & Noble to spend your $50 Barnes & Noble gift card on new books, pirate booty, games, anything that you want. But that's not all. You have to eat and use your $25 American Express gift card as well for dinner, a cool bookmark, more nifty booty. You're going home with pirate booty galore. What better way to face your fear and move past it with books and your imagination? Arr.
See, I told you, our community is astounding. I am overwhelmed with gratitude to all of our astounding authors for everything they do for us. So thank you very, very much. And then finally, well, no, not finally, next to finally, I need to tell you about this thing we're doing with the authors. And you really, those of you in the audience, I'm so glad there's so many of you on the shore being our Shoreline Spectators. We really, really appreciate you, but we need you. We can't do what we do as authors and writers without your help. So we created a fun little contest just for the authors because they don't usually get to win prizes. So this time we're giving the authors a chance to win prizes. We're doing a virtual Port Huron to Mackinac race, which is after the actual sailing race, the regatta that takes place every year here in Michigan in the summer. We actually do sail from Port Huron to Mackinac. We're gonna go virtual this time. And the way this happens is the authors invite
Holy
readers
smokes.
to come be
I jumped up to 13. I'm back on the board.
Exactly. So what happens is we invite authors to come join us. Every person that comes to support the authors to each one of our race legs helps the author win another point along the journey northbound. As you can see right now, Captain D.A. Reed, we know her as Deborah, is in the lead with 17 points. Captain Andrew Smith with 13, tied with Captain Brent Seth and Christopher Gare. They all have 13, and our new captain on the leaderboard today, and she's so excited, and I'm glad you're excited, because that's kind of the point here. Captain Kit DeCanti is on the leaderboard also with 13 points. And as you can see by this slide, the prizes are pretty darn snazzy. Our goal is 1,000 Shoreline Spectators for the entire festival. That's about 34 people a night. And you can see the points that we're racking up night by night. I will update the leaderboard every day, usually before 1 o'clock, so everybody can help cheer on the sailors, cheer on the captains, and help them earn more points. When you register, you put your name, the captain's name that you want to support in the registration field. You can add as many names as you want. You can also, as an author, vote for yourself. So come on over. Andrew, you had a question.
Yeah, you know that I don't know, with this, since this is a kind of a mystery night, I don't think it's a big mystery that leaderboard may change around tonight with all the people that were here. Could be
Absolutely. It will change dramatically tonight, I think.
Can I offer book reading services as a bribe?
Really? Yes.
Here you go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Bring it. Bring it.
Okay. All right. It's only day 9 and already we're off course. There we go. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming tonight. One last thing before you leave. Kate, please, you are on deck. Tell us about the Harbor Store, pretty please.
I just popped it into the chat. If you are here, you're still here. I don't know why you would not want to support all of the authors of this festival. I've been putting this link in the chat all night. I will be putting it into the chat all month. Or you can always just reach out to Diana or go to Pages Promotions. The link is in there. All of the purchases that you may make from this link, from these authors, go to the authors. Diana is an amazing, wonderful supporter of indie authors, and so she does not take a single dime from any of these purchases. They're all going straight back to these indie authors. So please head over there. These are the links that were given by the indie authors that they would like for you to use. So please use those. Head over and buy.
Thank you so much. Again, we're having a blast. This is a brand new catalog this time. It's interactive. I had some fun with some new software. So when you go to the website and you look at it, it actually works like a magazine. You can turn pages. There are links in there for people's websites, to contact authors directly, all that fun stuff. Kit, you have something on your mind?
Oh, I just wanted to say that all of my books are on Kindle, and if you're Amazon Prime, you can read them for free. If you want a book tonight and it's not Secret on Cobb Mountain, you definitely want to start by Secret on Cobb Mountain, and then Return, and then Canocti, and Crossroads in Time, and Journey 2. So I just wanted to say that. So,
Okay.
but anybody can go to Amazon.com or my webpage, DeCantiProductions.com, and a link will take you right there. But you can read them all free.
Excellent. Colleen.
And I would
please.
appreciate reviews.
Yes, we all appreciate reviews. We live and die by the review. Colleen.
Good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah. Will you please tell us about the specials that you have, the audiobook and the ebook special that you offered tonight?
Yes, well, my ebook that I read from tonight is free to anyone on Amazon.com. It's all my books are in Kindle Unlimited. Books 1 through 7 through this one are on audio. We'll have the rest of them on audio within about 3 more months. So everything's on Kindle Unlimited if you have that account, on Audible. And tonight it's free if you're not on either one of those and you want to start with one of my books. This one is free to you for tonight for coming to our event. Thank you very much.
Awesome, very much. Thank you. Okay, Melinda or Joan, did I miss anything for you folks? Any specials or anything going on I need to remind people of? Okay.
Other than the 2 free chapters, if they go to the waggingtailspress.com address that's in the chat and drop their email, we'll send that out to them right away.
Okay, great. Joan?
My website is booksleavingfootprints.com. You can read chapter 1 of any of my books for free there. I have 14, I think it's 14 titles now. The trail books are print only. All the rest are on Kindle, Smashwords, Barnes & Noble,
Fantastic.
iBooks, Overdrive. Yeah.
Awesome. Harbor Crew, thank you again for helping me through the night. You guys are awesome. Caroline Tupperman, Caroline. Shots across the bow, please.
Thank you. Tonight was awesome. I really enjoyed the readings and I enjoyed all the voices and all props and things that came up. So yeah, thank you so much to all the writers tonight. It was a really fun night.
Absolutely. Christopher, shots across the bow, sir.
There wasn't a reading that I wasn't intrigued enough to read more of. And the only other thing I will say is that one of these years when I get put out to pasture in a home, I want to live next door to Melinda and I want to hear the voices in her head.
Awesome. Kate McNeil, sanity keeper of mine, dear. Any shots across the bow?
We're on day 9. It keeps getting better and better and better. I feel like every single night I just say this just keeps getting better and better and better. So if you haven't attended before, please do intend to attend again because it just keeps getting better and better and better.
Thank you. Andrew Smith, shots across the bow, sir.
First, Kate, it's going to get better tomorrow, right? Majorly better.
Oh,
tomorrow. It's going to be
Did you
awesome.
forget?
Kate,
you know, I should probably get on that.
to the authors, Joan, you know I'm a big fan. Colleen, I mean, this was a great night. Colleen, Kit, I'm looking forward. Melinda, I just have to say, bye, Melinda.
Oh, God.
Yes,
There are more voices coming. We still have another reading
are.
coming.
Yeah, it's going to be good. But I mean, this is really awesome. And I'd love to see groups larger than this every day. This is really good. I'm glad
Absolutely.
we got to a lot of
Final thought for me before we finally wrap up the night. We put all of the replays on our YouTube channel and I link to them on our website. And also I post the links on Facebook, usually the day after they're ready. So you'll be able to find the replay tomorrow. Please share it with your friends. Encourage everyone to support these indie authors. We love what we do and we want to continue doing it. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. This was so much fun. I'm looking forward to the rest of the month. We're going to have a blast. And don't forget that Venetian Wrap Party is open to everybody for free. We're giving away more prizes that night, and that's June 30th. So we'll see you there. Thank you, everyone. Have an awesome evening.
Good night.
Night.